What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to the greatest show on earth, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am Mr. Soul of a Man 504, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'm an author. I am a speaker. Miss Antoinette '05, how are you? How are you? I'm good. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I am Mr. Soul of a Man, 504. I'm an author, I am a speaker, and I am and also I'm a spiritual consultant. So let's get straight into this, man. So today, and happy Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday out there to everybody. I hope everybody's having a great weekend, man. So let's go ahead and get straight into this thing. So we are talking about being unapologetically yourself. So we're talking about being yourself, and not compromising who you are in any situation, walking in any room, no matter what it is, work, family, or whatever, because if you're like me, you're on this journey, my intuition is always on 100. And I know sometimes we go through things because it's going to be a learning situation. It's going to be a learning situation, but sometimes sometimes being who you are is just going to make people uncomfortable. That's just that's just naturally what that is. And welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, so sometimes, naturally being who you are, it's just going to make people uncomfortable. And for you, you shouldn't apologize for that. If you're just being you, you're just being cool, you're just walking into said situation. Like for me, for instance, yesterday I was fortunate enough, I would say, I met some, I met some interesting folks off of, it was a room I would go in on TikTok. And these folks just happened to live in the same city as me. So they were like, hey, we're going to get together, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, cool, no problem. I'm with it. So, it was a nice drive on the other side of town. I went, these were like some spiritual folks. And the lady who owned the house, she was very hospitable. So shout out to her. When I got there, it was it was the young lady at the door, she had like this smudge stuff, and then it was a little different. I've heard of smudge. I never used it per se myself, but and she said, well, okay, take there's like some Florida water and put it on the back of your neck. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So these were folks who deal in African spirituality, and I am all about my ancestors. I've dealt with Orisha. It wasn't a big thing, but long story short, I told myself I wasn't going to be there that long, and I only stayed there for like 2 hours. And I'm not going to go into all of the details of the evening, but it was cool. I met a lady from Nigeria. I tried fufu. I tried fufu for the first time, which was very cool. Lindy will, what is that? Oh, yeah. So anyway, so I tried that, and that was cool, man, because I've always heard of this dish that's all over Africa, and I got a chance to try it. So but my it was just some of the folks. I'll say that some people you probably shouldn't meet in person. Some folks you probably, if maybe they seem cool through the internet, maybe that's what it should have been. And that was a lesson that I learned. Because I'm particularly, I don't go out at night. I don't. But I made the sacrifice. But one thing I'll say about I believe in God, my ancestors. So they made sure that, I came back home with like all kinds of food. So they made sure I ate good. And the food, the food was really, really, really good. Some of the people that I encountered, they were, they were who they were. And, but my thing is at this point, I'm not going to, no, I'm not going to change who I am for anybody. And that's just what it is. You're respected. I mean, they had other things. I remember this was kind of like a semi-spiritual gathering, so it was a lot going on in there, and towards the end, uh one of the young ladies that lived there, they had some stuff going on in the house. So one of the young ladies that lived there, she said that, hey, you got to go. And I said, okay, cool. Not I wasn't offended by this at all. She was like, hey, you got to the energy in that place started getting like, it was about good and late into 7 o'clock, and the sun was going down, and the energy started getting like, real heavy. I mean, the energy started to get really, 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 really heavy. And at that point, hey, they made my food quick, and I was out of there. So, for that, I'm thankful. I'm thankful again to the host and my ancestors, because they was like, you do not, again, whatever they had going on, whatever they had going on, like there. I'm trying to see, because this thing is always doing something weird. Anyway, it's what it is. But anyway, whatever they had going, whatever they had going on there. Yeah, it was almost like a seance kind of thing. But whatever they had, and I'm not mad at anybody. I got a chance to beat them. That was cool. It was a one-off thing. You're a comic book fan. It's like, what if Superman and, I don't know, what if Superman and Captain America teamed up just one time, and they made a movie and a TV show and all that. So it was, one-off thing, and that's what it was. So I made it. Sometimes we're talking about being unapologetically yourself in any situation, no matter what that situation is. That is just naturally how that goes. That is just naturally how that is, and that is very true. Sometimes you have to, you pick your poison. I live in a very big city, and the traffic is always horrible, even on the weekends. That's why I don't like to go out, because I hate getting stuck in traffic. And from point A to point B, it's a long drive. It is a horribly long drive. So that's why, I guess, go to work, all that stuff. But when I come home, I just want to just be at home. I just want to chill. And that is basically what it is, that's what me. That's just what it is. So, long story short, be yourself. Be yourself. Moving forward, there are no apologies for you being who you are. Legit. Everybody's not going to get your energy. For me, I am a acquired taste. That's just what that is. And that's just me being real with myself, and me being real with whoever. Everybody's not going to be able to figure you out. And that's just, and naturally, that's just who sang that song? Oh, like Janet Jackson said, hey, that's the way love goes. And hey, man, look, shout out to those people, and much love to them, and it's what that was. But I mean, will I ever do that again? Probably not. Because, and one thing about this journey, like I told somebody, one thing about this journey, it's a revolving door. People are gonna come in, people are gonna leave, and that's just what it is. That is incredibly intuitively what it is. And either they're going to be, some people stay for, like yesterday, I met these folks, and it was just I say it was a one-off thing. I just met him for that day, and that was it, And I wasn't mad at anybody, Like I said, I made it home safely, and I came back with a ton of food. So what am I going to be mad about? Like, for real. So, and and with that said, I continue to press forward on my journey. As you continue to press forward on your journey, and of course, we're always going to have questions about this or that and whatever. I get it. We all want to have a peace of mind. We all want to, at least live comfortably, know that the people around us are good and safe and all of that stuff. But, it's time for you it is time. It has been over time for you to walk on unapologetically in your power, in your righteousness, and in your belief, whatever that belief is. I know today is a big, no, today is like, Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, however however you want to call that. But it's time for you to tame your destiny because, um, yeah. What's going on? What's going on, Miss Poetic Empress? How are you? Yeah, and today, like somebody said, today is a Tasty Sunday. That's cool, man. I got to get back in the writing poetry. I really do. I am a man of many, many, many talents. I am, and but I'm working right now. I'm working on one book. When that book is done, but maybe I'll get into the poetry. But anyway, talking about being fearless, man. Being unapologetically who you are, moving forward. Putting your cape on, being your own shiro, your hero. Like somebody said, sometimes nobody's gonna come and rescue you in a sense until you get up. Of course, we can pray and we can meditate, we can manifest it. All of that's great, but if you don't put action towards that, if you don't believe in, if you don't believe in who you are, then that's just, it's just naturally what that is, and oh, thank you. Oh, this one's going to be different. I guarantee you this book is going to be different. But, and the important thing as you are, somebody said something that they said, if you're, if you pick something and you do it like 18 minutes out of the day, like 350 days, 350 days out of the year, you will be the best. You will be one of the best at it in the world. And that's interesting. Like I walk the spiritual journey. I write, I speak. I do. It's all of these things are cultivated. All of these things are cultivated to make you naturally who you are, and whatever it is that you do every day. Some days I just want to stay home and sleep. So hey, maybe I may be one of the best sleepers in the world. Who can say? You know what I mean? Like seriously. But yeah, well, seriously, folks, just be rooted in your greatness. Be unapologetic about who you are. Those, if those people weren't meant for you, that's what it is. I'll never get on here and talk bad about anybody. It's just, it was, like I said, it was cool meeting them. My internally, my legacy is greater than what people can understand. And sometimes it's greater than what I can understand, but it is time for you to go forward and really, it's time for you to stop apologizing for who you are. You go to work, you're uncomfortable to make other people comfortable. Nah, those days are over, man. I don't care where I'm working. Somebody said this earlier. I don't care where I'm working. I'm going to be myself. They don't like it. Oh well. I'm professional. Yes, but I'm still be me. And that's just what it is. That's what I proclaim. That is my, like Naruto said, that is my Nindo. That is my ninja way. Seriously. So I will live my dreams. I will make all of my goals happen, as you will too. Because there are some greater things that are coming, and some people just got to be wiped off the map. that's just what it is. Some people just got to be, they just have to be wiped off the map. There are bigger venues, there are bigger press releases, there are bigger names that you're going to be, that let's just, yeah, that you're going to be in rooms with. There are bigger promotions, there are better people, that are coming. There are better people that are coming into your life, and it is not time to be swayed by little people and their little agendas. Because you know I'll say, some of us are moving to 6-figure, 7-figure statuses. And we're going to show people what it's like to be happy when you have that kind of income, and when you have that kind of income, and when you have that money coming in. Mhm. What are my gifts? I guess maybe in a spiritual sense. Um, how do I'm just multi spiritually gifted. It's not, like some people, they say, some people say, look, I'll say this: I've been called many things, all good. Yeah, I've been called many things, all good in the sense of it, as far as walking this spiritual journey. I really have, but like they say, it's not what they call you, but it's what you answer to. Ultimately, I just tell people, I am on this journey. I am just spiritually gifted. Um, I've yeah, I've literally read people's thoughts. I can feel their hearts, and I can tell if they're, internally good or bad. I talk to angels. I walk with angels. You know, I've seen God's throne room. It is an amazing sight to behold. And for me, it goes beyond the word psychic and medium. And we use these words to kind of make it make sense. But I am, at this point, I'm far superior. I'm far above that. And for me, I have to sit in my throne. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else in the world. I'm sure there are people who are maybe as gifted as I am. I don't know them, but I can only speak for me, my journey, and my path, and what I've been given, and the how I have been put down here to help people. And it's time for me to, it's time for me to unapologetically stand on that. Seriously. So, I am. My ancestors told me this, that if anybody has a problem with who I am or where I'm going, tell them to go talk to them. And that's a conversation, I don't think anybody on this planet wants to have. But yeah, I'll just say that, I have many, many gifts. Some of them I don't even have names for. And that's just, that's just naturally what it is. I've astral projected, and, I've done all of that stuff. And one interesting thing is, like, kids are very in tuned, and they know, like, it's like, I remember I was going somewhere one day. I was walking outside. So there were these two ladies, they were in front of me. And there was like this little kid. She had to be no more than maybe like 1 or 2 years old. And she's like running towards me. And I'm like, and you know how sensitive things are nowadays. So I'm like looking at the kid, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, y'all not gonna come and get your kid. But I'm just saying that kids, man, kids know. I was in an airport one time, and I was talking to this gentleman about the younger generation and how special they're gonna be. And then, this was just a little baby. She might have been just a few months old. And like looking into that kid's eyes, you can just tell she knew. Like kids, it's almost like if you've seen the movie The Matrix, how Neo could see like what the matrix is and the code and all of that stuff. That's what kids can see. And as kids know, man, they know shit, know better than I know, like for real. And my intuition is off the charts, you know. That's how I can get on here and, and like I'll see people, when I do the readings and stuff, people will, I don't know how many people in a room, and these questions are flying, and I could just answer them back to back to back to back. That's how good I've gotten, and and I can answer them with pinpoint accuracy. That's the beautiful thing about it. But yeah, but I just came on here to say, be unapologetically who you are. That's the important thing. And thank you for the follow, and thank you guys so much for hanging out on this on this Easter Resurrection Sunday. My day has been really pretty much chill. My day has really been, pretty much chilled and all that stuff. The young lady in the back on the picture, it's my tag team partner. She's an author as well, but maybe one day she'll jump. One day maybe she'll jump on TikTok and do her thing. But yeah, but all I'm saying is that be just be unapologetically yourself. I always try to stay respectful of people. You game recognizes game. You respect me, I respect you. That's what it is. I try to stay away from that drama. I leave that. I leave that to those that watch over me from the other side, and I'm very, very well protected. I'll just leave that at that. And if whoever wants that fight, well, well, hey, may the odds be forever in your favor, like that lady said in that movie. Seriously, man. But yeah, empath. That's a word. That's one word that can explain it. But how do we implement the spiritual journey? We use physics and we use science and we use all of this stuff. But even our science, it's getting there, but it's still not there yet. It's still the wormhole theory, the multiverse theory, and all of that other stuff. We're getting there, but we're still ways off, man. Like for real. So you have the power to you innately have the power. This is the spiritual journey. It starts from within, and it does. It does. But you have to ask yourself. And it's time for if you're a writer, it's time for you to be the best writer that you can be, knowing that what it is that you're doing, that you're putting out there, whatever it is that you're putting out there, is going to open up different paths for you, and it's going to open up different paths for you, and it's going to open up brilliant and unimaginable doors for you to be in the presence that you can sell your artwork for thousands of dollars without the blink of an eye. Everybody out here isn't struggling. You never quite know who's watching you. What is going on, sir? Yes. Yeah, the weekend was good. Weekend was really good. Yeah, the weekend was really cool. Yeah, you should write a book on baking. You should write a book on baking. Seriously, and that can turn into so much else for you. Like your merchandise, your slogans, your you could get a. I know we can't say other social media terms on here, but you can start a YTube channel, you know what I mean? So, and a whole bunch of other stuff, man, like for real. But yeah, you really should do that. If it's a point of reference on your mind right now, you should go forward. You should go forward and do it. Really, don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess your Yeah, I did. I did. It was I did. I talked about that earlier. It was an interesting experience. Yeah, it was good. The food was really, really good. I'll say that the food was amazing. And my one thing my ancestors will always make sure that I leave with I left with so much food. Oh my goodness, man. But I was saying that, sometimes um when you when you meet people, it could be just a one-off thing, and I think that's naturally what that was. But there was some other stuff going on there that they had to take care of, and it wasn't any business of mine. So I stayed for like 2 hours, and talked to the young lady who owned the home, and there was some other stuff going on that again wasn't my ancestors snatched me out of there. So it was, time for me to go. So, hey. But it's all love. It's all love. It is all love. Bigger and better from here on out, man. There are some energies out there that are, there are people that walk this spiritual journey that are, uh, you know, they are like, they're like Mozart. They are just beautifully talented. And I personally cannot wait to meet these people. Like for real, I cannot wait to meet these people, man. Seriously. And a lot of these people are artists. Like I met a young lady here on TikTok, and she she just started to yeah. Yeah, and that's what it was. I definitely listened to them yesterday, and it was like, yep, it's time for me to go. I know when the credits roll, and the show's over, and it's all good though. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I met her, man, and she paints, and the way she paints, you would think like she's been painting for years, but she said she just started painting like a few months ago, and man, that blew me away. It just blew. So man, and even with myself, all of these, you start to discover all of these, you start to right, these gifts are very natural. I mean, these gifts are very, very, very natural. So so what we call the supernatural becomes natural in a sense. So like somebody had to refresh my memory a few years ago. It's a journey of rediscovery. It's a journey like we've always known, we've always had this, thanks to um, yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah. So we've always, we discovered, I don't know why this biblical scripture is coming to my mind. It says, in the secrets in his tabernacle, so shall he hide me. So when you're being hidden in those times where what's really kind of quiet, and maybe you're getting these, when you're getting these downloads, maybe these spiritual downloads, maybe from a prayer request or something that you just put out there, and all of this information starts to, you know, come into your spirit, or it starts to come in the frame. Oh, I've been on here almost 30 minutes. But anyway, so this information, it starts to uh, come in the frame, and you just have a greater understanding of the endless, the endless possibilities. I was talking to a young man yesterday, and he was saying, oh, I play in a band. I said, yeah. I said, that's great, man. I said, keep doing it. But I said, you have, you're so young, you're so in tune, but besides playing the band, you could do so much more. But yeah, our kids are. He'll get it. I'm sure he'll get it. But you know, we, even in my generation, we're not done yet. We're still awakening, and that is, we're still awakening, and that is just a beautiful, and that is just the most powerful thing. Yeah. So again, like I was talking about the topic, just being unapologetic about your power and what's been given to you. And sometimes, we I think it's like every day we're commemorating, we're understanding like how just badass we are. That's just what that is. Like seriously, we're having a greater understanding. We're being in tuned, and we're being in tune. What is going on with it, Miss uh, PESCA? Some door 12. These screen names, man. But anyway, so yeah. Anyway, start walking in your power. Apologize to no one. Don't, and the season that we are in now and moving forward, you never know where your blessings are going to come from. These opportunities are going to be coming from out of nowhere. I was watching a TV show earlier, and yes, you can get, downloads and ideas from television. The lady said that the guy, they wanted to make this dude the teacher of the year. He was like, oh, I don't know, blah blah. And the lady said, you never know when. She said, you never know when people are going to recognize you for something, and they're going to put that spotlight on you. Don't run away from it. Like yeah, I get it was a TV show, but it was a great lesson that it was his time, and he was very he was just very like downplaying it, and he didn't have that confidence. So moving forward, don't somebody comes in, they want to shine that spotlight on you, take it and run with it. Be unapologetic about it, because that it's your time. You're moving forward. You're gonna shock the world. So I appreciate this message. We'll watch the playback. My notifications didn't let me. It's all good. It's Sunday. Everybody's at home. I don't know, probably watching TV or just chilling or doing something. You know how it goes. Seriously. But yeah, man. But it's just what it is. And I, I get how this journey is, man. And I met some amazing people. Again, people are going to come in either for, they might just come in just for a hot second to give you a message, just to remind you of something. And that's what it is, and they're off going doing their thing and you off doing your thing, But again, just be unapologetic in your power and in your greatness. And that greater things are coming in, seriously. Yeah, yeah, that's very very true. Baba T Joe said a reason, a season, or just passing through. Yesterday I was just passing through, and that was okay. Seriously, like I said, I don't really, and the city that I'm in is very big, and it's very, I don't really get out a whole lot like that. So, very, 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 very protective of my energy. Very, very protective. It's like protecting my energy is like protecting me. It's like, you being your own child in a sense, seriously. And, you are, your ancestors or your family. You're there, they're going to look out for you, man, like no matter what. So, but yeah, but, it is like it's interesting. It's almost like what's the feeling, man? Help me, Miss Wheat, with this. It's like everything is what did Malcolm said when the chickens come home to roost. So it's like everything is coming full circle, man. Everything is coming full circle, and it's like a lot spoke about being rerouted on your journey. Be flexible with yourself through the twists and turns. Very true. Yeah, please be flexible with yourself. Um, please give yourself the grace. Don't be too hard on yourself. seriously. That song from Escape, that says, "What I need from you is understanding." I think is that Escape. Yeah, that is Escape. Yeah, so it's yeah. So please give yourself the grace in the understanding, and don't beat yourself up. I don't do that anymore. I used to, because I'm always going to be my own worst critic and everything, and that's just what it is. And you know, but now I give myself more grace and more understanding, because the this jour- it this journey, it makes it makes all a lot of your senses heightened. It makes a lot of your senses super heightened. And it's sometimes you may just need to take a moment and step back and just and breathe, and seriously breathe. But one thing, it's weird, man. It's like, well, I'm not even gonna get into that. That is what it is. But I was thinking about, like, Monique, the comedian, and how she, when this, I was talking about being unapologetic, and how she stood on her laurels for like all those years, no matter what people said about her after she won her Oscar, they blackballed her, all that stuff. She was like, hey, I deserve a Netflix special, so she got one. And I seen it? No. But everybody has an opinion on it. That's what that is. But one thing I'll commend her on is just being unapologetic and not bending or wavering, to the process. Spiritual gifts are being revealed as people pray for their abundance. Ooh, Lord. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yeah. You know, um, and your spiritual tribe is, well, your your spiritual tribe from the other side is going to be way more powerful and more influential than even people. If you're whatever it is, whatever your journey is, or whatever you're practicing, is going to be even more powerful than the people that you encounter. And everybody, it's like, I look at the spiritual journey like martial arts. Everybody does something different. Somebody practices. If I do karate, somebody may do, I don't know, capoeira, or judo, or jujitsu, or somebody may do like Ip Man. They may do Wing Chun, or something like that. So I mean, everybody, it's we are at the point where with spiritual, all, because the lines are being broken. No matter what you think or whatever. Like, I got my Bruce Lee shirt on right here. You got to be fearless. You have to be. Everybody's not going to agree. Some people may say, well, Ifa should stay over here. Santeria should stay over here. I'm talking about the African, African traditional spiritual systems, and they may say, well, voodoo stays here, hoodoo needs to stay over there. There's different styles of hoodoo. That's just what it is. But all of these things ancestral. All of these things answer powerful practices. That are to be respected in their own forms, and that's what it is. So even with even with Christianity, Catholicism, you got to study. That's just how it goes, and you gotta study. Yes, be willing to break the bound. Right, you gotta like Bruce Lee said, you gotta be water, my friend. You have to be able to be formless, to be shapeless. I know some of y'all are like, how in the world do you do that? It takes time. You got to give yourself some grace, man. It takes time. Seriously. You can speak over. If you're in a stressed out situation, at work, you can speak over that situation and see people move out of your way, see yourself move up to something greater. Yes, you do have to go through things as we go through this journey. That's just how that goes. So but there cannot be any quitting. You don't let anybody silence your voice, from here on out. But okay, cool. But alrighty, TikTok. I will be back on here later on. I'm gonna stay on YouTube a little bit longer. But yeah, thank y'all so much for joining me. I'll be back on here tomorrow with the readings and all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Alrighty, let's see. Yeah. But yeah, so like I was saying, man, yeah, you have to release and self-identify your form. We're always being reformatted, man. We're always being reformatted. Your commitment is going to be everything moving forward. Seriously, your commitment is going to be. Somebody said this, and this wasn't for them. This is for y'all. That there's the old you, and then there's the new you. So, like somebody told me, you can't be half in. You got to be all the way now. You got to be all the way committed. It's like if you're acting a part, you got to be committed, learning your lines, being emotionally committed to that part, becoming almost like something new, in those different moments. Yeah, it's all, it's happening. It happens so fast. Sometimes it happens and we have to, like yesterday I had to go back and think about all of the stuff. So, yeah, you have to be it, man. That's just what it is. That is naturally what it is. But I Yeah, it is. It is. It's how we self actualize, and it's sometimes things are going to happen so fast, man. It's like, man, it's like it's going to happen. Things are going to be happening so fast. And it's going to be like, man, I cannot. You're going to believe it that you're gonna be like, man, I knew that this was coming. People were telling me that this was coming, but man, it's finally here, and whew, you're gonna be so much more happier. And so it's almost like this release. It's almost like this release. It's like Miss Wheat when I think you posted a picture about your something on YouTube about your I forgot what you call it. The like the numbers and all of that stuff like that. And it was weird. It was like 7 years in the future and uh all kinds of it was shared 7,000 times and that's man, that's crazy. So the analytics, there you go. But yeah, so shit, man, look, I believe everything that I saw. I believe everything that I saw in that, I was like, what? I was like, what in the world? I said, what in the name of Doctor Who is going on here? Because it looked like something from the multiverse, It's like, man, that's crazy. I mean, not crazy, but it's like I believe it though. Man, whew, good gracious. Mm. But yes, I send in thanks. I do. I send in thanks. But moving forward, we are being unapologetic about who we are and what's coming to us. And people are gonna be like, "How you get to do?" I'm not answering any more questions. I'm like, oh, it's just what it is. My life. So hey, whatever it is you're doing, I hope you're happy. But I know I'm getting mine. Seriously. Oh, and they said be more intentional. and be more intentional in what you want. Right. Because the field is growing. Your field is growing. Around it's growing rapidly. It really is. Yeah, the work and the time and all of that, and that stuff. People. You're the. You know. Oh yeah, it's the same name. I'm not on there. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I just literally got off of TikTok. Like literally got off of there. Just I don't know, maybe like 3 4 minutes ago. But yeah. So yeah. So because everything is growing around you. Seriously. Just being your yeah. You have to be. You have to be. And like I said, things are things are going to be moved out of your way. Because I understand that the path has to be clear. The path has to be very clear because we have to be so much more intentional in what we're doing and how we're moving the company. The company that we're keeping. That's just what it is. Even though those folks, they vibrate on their own level, but some of us, are just going way to the ethers, man. And that's just that's just what it is. Some people ask me questions, who are you and blah blah blah. Like I'm still trying to figure it out. Shit, I don't know. I don't know. Like I just know that I just know that greater things. We're breaking these limits, man. We're breaking these limits, generational curses, and all this stuff. And a lot of it. I am not questioning anymore. I'm just moving forward. That's just what it is. We're swimming in deeper waters. Yes, happy Easter to everybody, and happy Resurrection Day. As Stan Lee would say, to the true believers out there, and all of that good stuff. So, forward thinking, forward momentum. Seriously. But yeah, I told that if y'all missed it, man, I told the story from yesterday. Right, that's true. I am that I am. Um, that is so true. I am that I am. I'm not. Um, I'm not gonna. If someone has an issue with your destiny or whatever it is you were chosen for, while we down here, they need to either take that up with God or your ancestors or whoever's watching over you. There's so much power that's watching over you. They're saying so much power in the tongue, and be insightful. Be insightful how you speak. Um, right. That is the gospel truth. That is so much so the gospel truth. I pay attention to what's going on out here, all the different movements and all of that stuff, and I always feel like you can learn a little bit from each of them, but I don't know if I'll ever just follow one. I'll follow my own path, and that is that'll lead me to glory. Seriously. Um, this. Well, I'm not going to even get into that, but but yeah, thank y'all so much for joining me. Be back on here probably tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, tomorrow sometime. I'll say maybe around this time. But you guys have an amazing day, an amazing rest of the weekend, and again, happy Resurrection Sunday, and just be unapologetic about who you are, and respect yours. This is about you respecting yourself. You're respecting your sovereignty because all of that stuff is coming back to you. All of that stuff is coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back. All those realizations, all of the gifts that you have, and all of that stuff, and you're going to be able to put all of that stuff together, really and truly. People are gonna really start to really reach out. The social media numbers are gonna start climbing and climbing. Uh, the numbers are the numbers are going to be amazing. Like seriously, the numbers are going to be amazing. But yes, and sometimes the trash takes itself out, seriously, it does. Like people who are in your life, for whatever reason. And I'm not saying anything bad about them, it's just what it is. So, hey, man. Yeah. But alrighty, folks, you guys have but thank y'all for tuning in, man. Hanging out, for 50 minutes on this Sunday. But yeah, again, y'all have a great Sunday, man. Enjoy the rest of the day, man, for real. Just enjoy the rest of the day. 'Cause there I said eyes have not seen, ears have not, what is that saying? Oh, focus on your discernment because it will not lead you astray. Something told me, blah 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 blah. See, there you go. But